Hello, hello, hello. Hope this is filming. Let me know. Good morning, good morning. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna type hello. All right. Can you hear me? Yeah, it looks like it's working, but I don't have people's replies yet. There we go. Well, I don't know, because she could have done that in advance. So I need one that specifically says I can hear you or it is working. Something like there we go. Thank you. Yay. All right. That's good. Thank you for your patience and waiting a couple extra minutes for me to get my button gear. I'm here and I am ready. Thank you. I like all my hellos. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the third healing in the set of 3. The theme is strong, thriving, survival. It also has some good like civil rights undertones, this triplet set as well, because this triplet set is about overcoming oppression, and so there is racial oppression, quite a bit of it in the US. There has been for generations, and it would be nice if something changes with that. And there's the whole question of what is your role with that. So hopefully the more that you can clear and be present with the moment and have your indie grounding. Indie grounding is a new technique that is new with this triplet set. The Friday and the Sunday healing had it too, and we're going to have it today. Indie grounding helps you to be okay with giant transformational social change, or just, you know, a ton of people being triggered at once. So for example, indie grounding is going to be helpful during the winter holidays in the US or any time that there's a lot of social drama. In this case, hopefully the social drama has actual changes that occur socially, but we'll see about that. So anyway, so if you don't know me, my name is Janet Wright. I should say that, although you probably understood that from the YouTube channel name. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And there is no secret back room where all the special people pay me lots of money to get the real techniques. These are the real techniques, and they are free for you to learn so that you could do pro-level healing on yourself every day or whenever you wish, as much as you wish. And also for people who want to ultimately become professional healers and readers. These techniques could get you there if you work hard enough and long enough. What do I want to say? It's for 100 people. Well, this is for anyone who watches now or later as a video around the world. But during this live stream, my predominant focus is to heal the 100 people who did me the honor of prepaying me on my website before it sold out. And so my true focus during this live stream is to deliver the best healing I can for those 100 people that are in 10 different countries, and including 7 kids. So that's so nice to think about. And so anyway, We have some, thanks to your surveys, I send the prepaid participants, I send them surveys, like late the day, of each healing. Like the healing for me is in the morning, and then right before my dinner time, I send out the survey of like, how was the healing? And they fill it out the next day. So they get a good night's sleep and then let me know. So thanks to the people that did fill out their first and second, third surveys, I do have a clear idea of how today's healing will be different than the Friday and the Sunday healing. So thank you for taking that like 2 minutes to fill out your survey, if you did. So technically how it's going to be different, there's going to be similarities, but the difference is quantitatively, I'm going to be using more gold light as I do the healing on the 100 people. And this is useful for me to explain to you guys so that you learn as well. When you're healing yourself, if you're kind of already in the zone and you're like, you're fairly centered, you don't have to generate a lot of gold light to repair your aura and repair your chakras and create change for yourself, and unblock your grounding, do all that. A moderate amount of gold light from your hands is just fine. We'll do great. But if you are super stuck, if you have been not healing yourself for a while, maybe, try to amp up the quantity, like double it or triple it coming out of your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras, because you're going to have to blast off more gunk everywhere. So, like say if there's a rip in your aura, it might have a lot of debris and junk in it, and so it's easier if you sort of switch to the high-powered gold light, pressure wash situation. And around chakras too, you can get like just a lot of buildup around them, and so a lot of gold light or just spending extra time on it, but ideally, just the amount coming out of your hands, just open them up more, unblock them, just so you can go, like super gold hoses, and just, because you gotta kind of melt all that off of your chakras, and you can get a lot of buildup. And the reason I noticed that is thanks to one of my newbies who hasn't gotten a healing in maybe a decade or so. And she has not been feeling a lot of differences, consciously. And I know that because she filled out her survey. So that's how important that is. But anyway, so then I was kind of studying, because it actually, she did heal and repair in a lot of ways, but there were parts that just didn't yet clear, so she couldn't fully come in. And it was just because she needed like super blaster, gold light, because it had been so long. So, and I think it's going to help everybody. So we're going to do the super blaster gold light. Just a lot more quantity. I kind of change it up, each different healing. I just don't talk about it a lot. So I just wanted to be explicit as an educational thing with people that, you can use different amounts of gold light coming out of your hands and your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras for different situations. So yeah, more gold light. It's gonna be, and I'll remind you, I don't need to remind myself more than just what I already did, but I'll remind you hopefully on and off during the healing, so you can keep amping up your hand chakras and see what that is like for you. Also new, well, not new, but what we're doing today that we didn't do on Friday and Sunday is the 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up stuff. That is an actual video called 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up. But it helps unblock the body to spirit connection at the 3rd chakra and the body to spirit connection at the 7th chakra. And I noticed, thanks to some surveys, that people were having some sleep issues. Sleep issues, if you're ever having sleep issues, tell me in the survey. Also give me context, like if you've had sleep issues for the last 2 months, that's very relevant to know versus, oh, I have had a sleep issue only since the healing you gave me yesterday. Please provide context. But, it says that on the survey, but, I know that there's so many words, it's all blah, it becomes a blur. So yeah, so anyway, so we're going to do the 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up stuff to help these connections and just help the 7th and the 3rd chakras of your body and your spirit kind of chill out and talk to each other better, which could help with a lot of things, including sleep. We're going to explicitly melt energy blocks in the aura, maybe layer by layer, maybe just giant ones wherever we find them. We'll see which I feel like doing, which looks more appropriate. But sometimes you can get energy blocks so stuck in your space that even with great grounding, even with great aura flow, which we worked on Sunday, we worked on, unblocking below, unblocking above, which really does open up a lot of flow. But still, there were people that had things that were triggered that were just like super glued in the front of their aura. So like one woman, she's like, actually, I feel the exact opposite of, strong, thriving survivor. And, you could say stuff like that in your survey. I swear to God, I'm not just looking for praise. Really, really, really. You can just say thanks for the healing at the end, So you recognize I'm trying my best. But, if you happen to feel still triggered or still whatever, I need to know. So anyway, thanks to her candor, I realized, well, not only was her indie grounding kept going to communal grounding, so then she kept getting scattered. So I noticed that. But that wasn't a huge shock, which is why we're going to, again, do indie grounding and help people, and again, help bring back the scattered parts of everybody. But she had some energy blocks that were like super glued in the front here. So they were triggered and they just were not clearing. So she was feeling very vulnerable and freaked out. So we're going to fix that today. Why? Because somebody was honest on their survey. And that's really great. I mean, not like that's rare, but I'm just encouraging because I know like people always want to be nice, But you can be, you can say it and then be like, you're wonderful at the bottom or something. And that really sweetens it up. It's just fine. All right. And then the other thing that we're going to do again today that I'm specifically going to do because of surveys, and I noticed as I'm like reading people's energy that filled out the survey, clearing the oppression devices in the creative rings in particular is still needed. On Sunday, we cleared oppression devices, which are just like hard objects, hard energy objects, hard pieces of energy, right? And we cleared from oppressive situations. So could be now, could be, earlier in this life, could be a past life as well. So we kind of hunted for some of those and we cleared them from your creative rings right above your head, from your 7th chakra and your 1st chakra. And 7th and 1st chakra, that is good to do, very good to do. But I noticed the creative ring one, clearing from here was particularly appropriate right now. And some people, it wasn't even enough. Like they have more that is, and I think it is because of the civil rights demonstrations that are going on in the US and throughout the world right now. And if you hear this later and you're like, what was she talking about? Years from now, they were sparked by the brutal murder caught on camera of George Floyd, a US citizen, nonviolent, unarmed, murdered by the police. And it was actually filmed, the whole thing. So anyway, that sparked it, but there were so many other police murders and, whatever. It's just the tip of the iceberg of what's been going on for generations in the US, but it has not been videotaped as clearly as now. So it just was sort of a good tipping point. But anyway, so because of all the civil rights demonstrations, and thank goodness they're still continuing in my mind, it triggers a lot up here. It triggers, times when you were oppressed. Like say, I'm white in this life. I hate that term. It's just so weird and reductionist. But anyway, yeah, my skin is white. And so therefore I am not the victim of racial oppression in this lifetime. And so it's going to trigger in me and other white people oppression objects that are in their creative rings from a lifetime when they were racially oppressed, or a lifetime when they were maybe coerced into being racial oppressors. In somebody's natural pure state as a spirit, they're not going to be racist. They're not going to be racially oppressive. In somebody's natural pure whole flowing state, they're going to be a nice person. They're going to be, I mean, depending on their spiritual age, they might not be very compassionate, though, is the problem. So you have younger souls that have not yet evolved to a point where they understand compassion. And then they're very easily manipulated by others. But see, that's where that comes in, that manipulation, that coercion to have a hierarchy. I think you can have younger souls without that manipulation, without the fear injected in, that are not manipulative and that are not racially hierarchical. But it's so common in society, unfortunately, that somebody's going to be imbalanced enough to try to start that game up, you know, of being racially oppressive and thinking you're better than others and yada, 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 yada. So anyway, very old games, you know, in past lives as well. Games, I don't mean to trivialize it, but, you know, very old dynamic. But anyway, so that's why a lot of people have a lot triggered up here in the creative rings. And so we're going to clear a bunch of that today. So you can be more present and whole and flowing. And perhaps even, you know, supportive of the civil rights movement that's going on right now. Because it's not like internally freaking you the frick out so much anymore. So you get very sober and figure out, okay, do I want to donate somewhere? Where do I want to donate? Or do I want to, you know, go to a demonstration? Yes, no, which one? This one? Okay. You know, like you can figure out what's your part in it. And meanwhile, you know, get a good night's sleep, stay healthy, you know, make a living, you know, all the important things to you personally as well. So, okay. But it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun healing. So, of course, we're going to do things like aura and chakra repair, repairing all the energy channels, stuff like that. I had a survey from a pregnant, I think probably more than one of my participants is pregnant. The people that I'm healing right now, but one of them specifically mentioned on her survey. And she said that healing helped with her nausea, helped reduce it. Third chakra often relates to nausea, so that's part of why we're doing that 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up, is to help those, the connection between the physical 3rd and the spirit 3rd, and just open that up and get that flowing and balanced well, to help with nausea. Yeah, so I've said what I need to say. Oh, I should say too, though, just in a sort of a thing about thinking about the healings coming up. The one in less than 2 weeks on June 21st. I haven't checked this morning, but last I checked last night, there was like, I want to say there's only like 11 spots left for that one. The healing happening in less than 2 weeks on Sunday, June 21st. The theme is creativity and self-expression, which is nice. Self-expression could also tie into the civil rights stuff that we're talking about too, but self-expression is about many things. So anyway, 11 spots left for that at the last I checked. You could purchase that on my website if you wish. And the rates are sliding scale, so if you don't know my prices, you may be pleasantly surprised. And then next triplet set, next set of 3 healings like this is next month, July 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And that theme is the shit triplet. Sorry, moms, but the shit triplet, it's take care of your own shit and stop taking on other people's shit. Otherwise, respectively known as baggage, responsibility, and boundaries. So, but there are only 12 spots left for that. And that, I think that's going to surprise a lot of people. That's why I wanted to say it up front. Because people think, oh, that's early July and it's not going to fill up yet. I don't feel like paying for it yet. So it's definitely a news type situation at this point. Because like I said, last I checked, there are 12 spots left for that. The July triplet set. But for those of you that don't know, you know, you always have the option of watching these live streams for no charge and healing yourself as you watch. But if you pay in advance, you can get before it sells out, you can get the healing from me as well, which is very cool, I would say. All right, good. So I'm going to catch up on my hellos and then we're going to start. Glad to be with you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Janet. Hey, Janet. We can hear you. Thank you so much. Can hear and see you. I got some flowers. Hi, Janet. Good morning. Coming in loud and clear. Hello. I got a slice of cake. I don't eat cake. Although my husband made some gluten-free, wheat-free banana bread. I ate that. That was good. It was made with rice flour. So I could pretend it's that. Someone says, hi, Janet, I can hear you. Working, I can hear you. Yes, the afternoon for you. Oh, Rainbow. Hi, Janet, looking forward to the Healing Fiesta. Thank you. Yes, I do like that phrase, Healing Fiesta. Hi from San Francisco. Hello, San Francisco. Feeling bad that I filled out my survey late. Sorry. Struggling with this healing, sleep, and feeling opposite of the theme. I thought it was just me. Love the more gold light. Thanks for the healing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure if I saw yours. I don't think I saw your survey in time, so I haven't seen your survey. But fortunately, somebody felt the same as you who did fill out their survey on time, so I could see it, and now I will take care of it with this healing. So yeah, what it is you like the other people that, well, not everybody. I mean, plenty of people were like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like walking on air. What did you do, Janet? You know, I feel great. But the feel great people, that's very informative for me too. But the feel like shit people, that helps me in different ways. So fortunately, someone felt like you, you know, a couple of somebody's felt like you that filled out their survey on time. So they helped your ass out. Excuse me, another swear for the moms. But yeah, so what you have is you have some superglued energy blocks in the front that are just not clearing yet, and you have extra oppression devices that are triggered in your creative rings that were there before, but they're triggered because of the civil rights demonstrations and riots and protests. So we're gonna clear those. Someone says, England has a disgraceful history of colonialism and continuous racial oppression. I'm very hopeful this is a turning point. Yeah. I hope, but I try to not get too caught up in the hope. I try to, you know, just look at it and think about it. I think the what we're doing now, clearing the oppression devices out of our creative rings, our personal creative rings, and doing the indie grounding, stuff like that helps. I think we're gonna add a ripple effect healing today too. Just your comment inspired me. I'm gonna ripple effect healing we're gonna do, and a clear planetary darkness energy out. I don't know why I'm saying that extra loud. Clear planetary darkness energy out of governments and police departments and you know, all that, citizens. Because I was hinting at before, I don't think I said it properly, but people in their purest sense are not racist. It's just people are not in their purest sense. They get so imbalanced and they channel darkness, and then and then they're in denial that they're channeling darkness. And then all of them do it at once, and then you have, systems of racial oppression. So we'll do a little bit with that as well, to request that the angels clear planetary darkness energy out of, governments and people and stuff. So the more you do that, that could help. The more you do your own indie grounding, that could help. The more you clear your own devices of oppression out of your own energy field, that could help, because it inspires others to do the same, basically. Like, for example, what I'm doing for this triplet set, just as a person, I'm doing what you guys are doing, clearing stuff out and everything. My whole neighborhood is going to be clearing energy out for like 2 months about this. I mean, they're triggered because of the civil rights stuff too, but because I cleared it, a lot of them are going to be clearing. I mean, not as much as me, because they don't consciously meditate, most of them, but some will be unchanged, but that will be the minority, and the majority will be changed. And they will be way more likely to ask their angels to clear oppression devices out and clear energy blocks and get more present with the civil rights movement. And it does create a big wave of change, just even if you're not posting on Facebook or something. Just do it within yourself, and that creates the wave. I mean, you could also do Facebook, but that doesn't help as much as doing this kind of stuff internally. Right. Someone says, "Hi Janet, feeling good. I'm going to paint while healing." Yay. Sounds very interesting. Someone says, "Interesting take. Thank you." Yeah, I've heard, people go for walks when they get the healing. They go for bike rides even. They clean their house. They sleep. They take naps. They heal themselves. All sorts of different choices that people make, which are very interesting and all good. Okay, so we're gonna have a quiet moment where I stop talking so I can get ready to start. And I'll say hi to all the participants, the people that I'm healing, the 100 people I'm healing. I will say hi to them on a spirit level, make sure they're all with the program. They know we're starting. And I'll start the healing, and then I'll talk again. So I noticed in one of the recent videos I said that would take about 1.5 minutes of quiet, and then it took like 40 seconds of quiet. So whatever, there'll be some quiet now. So you can breathe, enjoy, reflect, stretch, whatever you want. I should say, then I'll be quiet again, but when I talk to the participants, sometimes we do it's all different each time, but we just did like a callback thing where I was like, "Strong, thriving survivor," and everyone was like, "Strong, thriving survivor." And I was like, "Who's in charge of your space?" And they're like, "I'm in charge of my space." So go ahead and amp up your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. Give her extra gold light, right? So just extra unblocked. Get your shoulders, right? Because you want good energy flow to support your hands. All right. I'm feeling those super buffers that everybody made. On Sunday, we made these things called super buffers. Just because I prefer silly names. We made the gold energy aura buffer zones to have like 100 times more gold light than they normally do. And that's, I think, a good new normal is to just have that much extra gold light in them. If you don't know what gold energy aura buffer zones are, they're just protective force fields of universal gold healing energy that you create with your intention, and you attach them to the edge of your aura. And they are buffers so that when somebody tries to hack a hole in your aura, they have to get through that first. And so it's just a little bit of a protection. It's a lot harder for them to, cause critical damage. So anyway, you could think about that. You could recreate your gold buffer zones and make them super buffers. Just make a ton more gold light there. Universal gold healing energy. Just make a big flowing gold force field around the edge of your aura. Maybe 10 feet in all directions. Behind you, above you, below you, everywhere. All right, grounding. So as anyone who knows me knows, I always talk about wide grounding, super wide grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth, as in make your grounding that wide, all the way down to the core of the earth. If we were all like in our purest state as human beings, then our grounding would probably be naturally that wide, because we'd be naturally that attuned with nature that we would have big wide grounding all the time, no matter what, by default. But a lot of people, whatever, I don't want to get into the whole sociological thing of how we've moved away from nature. But go ahead, make a nice wide grounding for yourself. Red or orange or yellow, all the way down to the core of the earth. And go ahead, and there could be some superglued energy blocks in your grounding, so find them and destroy them. You can blow them up, you can melt them away with gold light. I remember one healing, it was kind of fun. I said you could sweep them into one pile, all these weird, all the energy blocks in your grounding, and just sweep them all into one place and then melt them all in a pile or blow them all up together, whatever you want. Just the idea is it's your grounding, you are in charge. Just call yourself out. If you're being passive about your grounding and you're like, oh, I think somebody's in my grounding, why don't they get out? No. Just take charge. This is your grounding. Make it yours. You can use gold fire. you know, just burn the whole thing. You know, just gold fire, melt everybody out. It's not bad karma, you know, because gold doesn't irreparably hurt them. You know, it would just shock them out of your energy field. But that technically is good for them, you know, because then they're more in their space, so they're stronger and more balanced all of a sudden. So just like I said, call out your passivity. Call yourself on your passivity. Call yourself on this whole, like, oh, I get overwhelmed, you know, like, I get it. I've been there, plenty of people have been there, but the thing is, there are all these systems that are going to validate your victimization, you know, and perpetuate it. You're the one that has to help you to resonate with your strength. That's a lot of what this triplet set helps with, is to, yes, you have your weaknesses, you do have scared, vulnerable parts of you, but then there is a part of you that can take charge and be strong, and that's the part of you that needs to kind of be in charge, you know, a nice in charge, that you also heal these weak parts of you, but you got to step up. So be in charge. Find these blocks in your grounding and melt them. With energy work, most of why things are hard is because you're making them hard. So just kind of in a nice way, supportive way, call yourself on that. Like, okay, I got to stop making things hard for myself. Yeah, your grounding can be like a waterfall or a big tree trunk that flows very strongly downward. But I prefer waterfalls because waterfalls do flow strongly downward. And again, look for the superglued energy blocks that are just not going anywhere and melt those. And when I say look for, you don't have to see, you just imagine, and you're like, oh, here they are, and then just melt them. Or blow them up. Or say, angels, can you help me clear that? You know, something really isn't clearing, well, no matter what you try, just say, angels, please clear that. With your mind, because your angels will hear you. Even if you don't think you have angels, you do. And when you say angels, they're listening. So you're all set. I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move up the be less scattered part. Because some people really need that. And so no matter what I do to make their energy field around their body and around most of their spirit good, the parts of them are still like, whoa, way out there. So let's bring those back first. So be less scattered. You just imagine a copy right in front of you of those far off parts of you as, you know, just balls of colored light that are you. And just run gold light through those scattered parts of you. And the more you do that, the more these parts of you can heal and unblock and relax and get better and naturally want to come back. Right. So for some of you, those scatter parts are already fully back, and for others of you, they're on the way back. So that's the way it is. Sometimes it takes like 10 minutes for them to fully come back because it's been a while. Right. All right. So on Sunday, I think it was Sunday, we did this thing where then you notice, okay, no more braided bread around all my chakras. Sorry about the camera. It freaks out because I wave my hands too much. It'll calm down eventually. But right now it's all blurry. But anyway, I'm gonna ignore the camera. But anyway, you can have beings above your head, sending energy downward. And that energy ends up being like surplus energy wrapped around us. So I think that's what's happening. And I just call those, I don't like intimidating, spooky, big deal sounding names for beings. I mean, obviously I like words like super buffers, so I don't like to make beings sound scary. So I call them flashlight beings because they sort of, they send like beams of light like a flashlight does, So flashlight beings. So let's get rid of those. Above, shining energy down at your top of your head. So you just sort of intuit, just imagine like if there are any beings doing that, just imagine them up above. And stay here though, you just imagine, okay, here's me, here's the copy, so here's a little, little cloud of beings sending energy down. So then I just say, angels, can you please receive? And then you just enjoy your healthy beverage while your angels do that. So let's see. I wish I could make my camera forgive me sooner. Sorry about that, guys. You'd think I did something to the lens. They didn't. You promised. Forgive me. Alright, so let's see. Yeah. Sometimes you have to check like 2 or 3 times. Oh, the camera forgive me. I'll have to do that next time. Just touch the lens. Block the lens so it has to rethink everything. You have to do it a couple times. Like, okay, so those beings cleared, now check again. So you have a little here's mini you, and there's way above you, so you're looking to see, are there any flashlight beings around? And you say, angels, can you please recycle those beings? Okay, cool. So that should have calmed things down for you internally, because without that extra energy that's not yours coming in, like things should feel a little more logical and simple in a good way. You could redo your super buffers around the outside of your aura. Just redo those. Why? Because it could have caused some damage, those flashlight beings, beaming all that energy down at the top of your aura. So, redoing your buffers gives you a nice new fresh buffer all around. So I'm just going to be quiet for a sec as I figure out what people need next. Everybody's grounding is still wide. That's good. Let's do that 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up next. Because something is still bothering all the chakras, and I do notice that 3rd is overactive right now. So maybe if we unblock the connections between your body and your spirit at the 7th chakra. So between your physical 7th and your astral body 7th, and then your physical body 3rd and your astral body 3rd. There is like a 14-minute video called 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up, which I'll link below later. I'm pretty sure. I'll make sure I link it below. But anyway, so you just imagine those two connections between your 7th and your 7th and your 3rd and your 3rd. I put it out like that, but really it's all scrunched together right now for me because I'm fully present. So my 7th of my physical body and my 7th of my astral body have fit together fully because I'm fully present. But if you visualize them stretched out, it's easy to imagine the flow of energy between one and the other and heal them separately. So that's what I would suggest. Let's start with the 7th chakra. So you imagine like 1 7th chakra here and 1 7th chakra here, you know, like open cylinders with a round opening at the top or a round opening at the bottom. And set them to your favorite shade of purple. Favorite at the moment. Doesn't have to be lifetime favorite. Anyway, so you have 2 7th chakras, right? Astral body and physical body 7th chakra. So go ahead and heal them both. We're going to heal and repair all chakras, but let's just do this individual work first. And then the connection in between the two, you want it to be like a flowing purple river, right? Like sending and receiving energy from one of the 7ths that you have to the other 7th that you have. So just see if there's any mud in the river, you know, clogging things up. Anything clogging, or if there's damage to this connection, it's a cord, but usually when I say cord, people think of, you know, cords to other people and you want to melt those, right? So this one is a cord technically, but you want to keep it, so I like to call it a connection. But anyway, so you imagine this connection, the 7th chakra body spirit connection, and just unblock it. Just imagine a big enough version of it that you can see or imagine clogs in it, and just melt the clogs with gold light. And again, we're using extra gold light in this healing, right? Super strong gold light. And let's do the same thing with the 3rd chakras. Your 3rd chakras, so your physical body 3rd and your astral body 3rd, they're oriented this way. So round opening in the front, round opening in the back. So just, and if you're doing that rainbow system of chakras, which I do like, then your 3rd chakra would be yellow, red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, cobalt blue, like darker blue but still bright, and purple in the top of your head. So if you want a document that talks about that kind of stuff, I have a 2-page handout that I can email anybody on chakras. So you can email me, Janet at janetwrightreadings.com, and just say, hey Janet, can you please send me the free 2-page chakra handout? Anyway, so imagine your two third chakras, your physical body third and your astral body third, and just unblock them and heal them with gold light from your hands. If you're cooking right now, you don't have hands free, I guess you could make a big gold basin and just dunk them both in there. You know, like a tub of gold healing energy, and just, you know, clean them out that way. Just sit them in there so that you're cooking your eggs and your third chakras are healing. Oh, and you know, I discovered it was even more fun, for me personally at least, if you make, when you're doing your gold tub of light and you're dunking things in it to be healed and unblocked and repaired, make the gold light bubble. The more repair or unblocking or healing that's happening. So you drop them in there, it's like because all this repair and healing is happening. It's just more fun that way. And then that way, when the bubbles are like almost gone, you know that, you know, there's no more healing and repair and unblocking necessary. So you just wait till your bubbles stop. Lots of bubbles. So what are we doing? We're working the third chakra, your third chakras, your physical body third, which, okay, where is the third chakra? It's below the sternum bone. So here's your sternum bone. Here's your third chakra right here. So anyway, I'm done with my gold tub of light. So, okay, so you have your third chakras, and then think about that connection between your physical third and your astral third. And I would suggest you make it yellow, because why? Because you have the yellow third chakra energy traveling through it. So just let it be only that energy, only your third chakra energy. So therefore it would be only yellow. So just wash it out with the gold light, and just imagine it in a large enough magnification that you can see if there are any blocks, or you can imagine that if there are blocks, and just melt those blocks and repair it too. You might have leaks. Those of you that often feel drained, check out this third chakra connection. See if it's blocked, see if it's leaking. Melt away. If you notice somebody corded into it, definitely melt that away. Nobody's supposed to be corded to this stuff. A lot of times with kids that, you know, infants that have trouble sleeping, sometimes grandparents can be corded into these connections, and that's really invasive, and it messes with the kid's ability to sleep properly. So if you have kids, you can check this 7th and 3rd chakra connection for your kids. I mean, if you're a super newbie, maybe that's a little much, but you know, if you're comfortable with clearing and healing this for yourself, then that could be indicative that you're ready to do it for your young kids. You just imagine a copy of theirs and just kind of look and notice what you see. Say, angels, can you please help me with boundaries so that I can heal this properly? You can also ask me, am I ready to do this on my kids? Am I ready to do the 7th and 3rd chakra unblocking? And, you know, am I ready to do 7th and 3rd chakra tune-up with my kid? And I'll check. They were unblocking that 3rd chakra connection, and then just adjust your two third chakras, so that they kind of talk to each other and they're not over revving. You know how like a car tire, if it gets stuck in a ditch, it'll be like, if you keep gunning the gas, you know, and the car's not going anywhere, your tires will be like, right? So that can happen to chakras. I saw at least 2 people that filled out surveys that was happening for them. They were just over revving. So just calm these chakras down. You know, your 3rd chakra should only be as active as needed. Like, that's true for all your chakras. So it's not like a faster is better situation. You know, even if you have a lot to do, there's still a point at which faster is too much. You know, that's one of the people I was looking at. She did have a lot that she had to do that day. So maybe, let's say, you know, if we were to put a speed on it, you know, her 3rd chakra should go like 20 miles an hour to get all that she had to do done. But her 3rd chakra was going like 50 miles an hour. And she was like, you know, kind of going nuts. So you want to calm your chakras down so that they're only as active as you need right now in this moment. Same with seventh chakra. And that's good to do when you're trying to get to sleep. You know, calm your chakras down. You know, sleeping does not take a lot of energy. Calm those puppies down. So seventh chakra as well. Just be aware of both of your seventh chakras again and just calm them down. Let them spin only as fast as you really need them to. All right, cool, good job. So that's seventh and third chakra tune-up essentially, which is a video. So I'm going to be quiet for a sec as I see what people need. Okay, so now let's just do all the chakras. So we'll use composite copy technique. So you imagine one chakra, an image of one chakra, like a 3D image that you're making. It just looks like an open cylinder. So there's a cylinder that's open on both sides, round openings, right? But this represents, it's a composite copy of all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit. So that includes minor chakras, means all these little acupuncture points everywhere, and also other chakras that you have in your body that are kind of bigger, but they're just not the 7 major chakras that everybody talks about all the time. So all the major and minor chakras of your body, your physical body and your spirit, your astral body. So that means your 7 major chakras of your astral body and any minor chakras there. So, but it's all represented by this one composite copy, right? Because that way it's quicker and easier. So just imagine that, your composite copy of your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, and repair that. Use lots of gold light. And yes, if you want, you can already use the gold tub of water and just dunk it in there and let the gold bubbles, you know, show you how much repair is happening. I prefer using my hands, at least for part of it. So part of what we're doing is melting cords going into any of these chakras, right? Because the only cord you would want to keep for sure is the parent cord if you're a parent of a young child currently, a child that's maybe 13, maybe 14 years or younger. There's a cord at the first chakra, that only that one cord at the first chakra that you need to your young child. But other than that, you don't need cords to anybody. So go ahead and melt all those cords. And this could be a time when people are courting extra. Why? Because there are different reasons people court. One reason is to manipulate others. And some people can even be manipulating them thinking they're helping, you know, like, you know, maybe some white people are trying to manipulate other white people to participate in the civil rights shift that people are trying to create. So they might be people. Someone might be courting you because they think you're not posting on Facebook enough about how woke you are. You know, so just go ahead and melt the cords, because, you know, it's up to you, but I would think that you want to make your own choices and your own decisions. And even if civil rights do matter to you, you know, it's okay to make up your own mind and do what you want. And so go ahead and melt the cords. Like I said, it's just a time when people might court extra because they don't know how to inspire people other than to court, which is a silly way to do it, because then you're just controlling people and it's very ineffective. But whatever. Leave it to imbalanced humans to try to get everybody to be free by controlling people. Anyway, so just mount the cords, unblock all your chakras with this composite copy, and especially unblock a way of you being a strong and thriving survivor. So just, you can even like pull off the energy blocks like they're just little chunks and just blow them up. You know, gently pull off all the energy blocks that you're ready to clear and just blow them up. Pull them off, blow them up, pull them off, blow them up. If there are any beings, well, let's do vacuum boxes first. That's pretty cool. So just imagine vacuum boxes, which are like little 3D cubes, you know, that suck up beings and energy that's not yours. So you can make them like gold and clear or whatever colors you want, really. I wouldn't say white though, like more rainbowy and gold, but just make your vacuum boxes and then turn them on all at once with a nice little remote control. And what are these vacuum boxes doing? They're around the composite copy of all your major and minor chakras. So what they're doing right now is they are removing beings and other people's energy from in and around all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit. So all you have to do is relax. Think about letting go. I can let go. Deep breath. Maybe enjoy your beverage. So I usually like to, and you can do this too when you make vacuum boxes, make them so that they ring like a bell when they're full. So when they've done their job and they're all full, they'll ding, 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 and then just say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? And just give your angels maybe 10 seconds for that. Angels are very fast. All right, so now yeah, I think that's good. So you can go ahead and blow up that copy of all your major and minor chakras, blow up the gold tub of water of healing energy. And now let's do a similar process to heal and repair and unblock and melt cords from your energy channels of your body and your spirit. So I'm gonna get up and get my little prop that I always forget to keep near me. All right, I'm back. Okay. So this is just my little prop for what the composite copy of your energy channels could look like. I mean, you don't have to make it look like flowers on it, but you know, it's a good sizing maybe for the copy of to represent all your energy channels in your body and spirit. So examples of energy, big ones in your arms, or the big energy channel going up and down your spine, the big energy channels in your legs, bringing up earth energy into your first chakra, the spatially smaller but super important meridians that are, you know, discussed in traditional Chinese medicine. That are super important for your physical health, mental health, emotional health, all sorts of things. So energy channels, all energy channels of your body and spirit, that's what we're going to be healing and repairing and unblocking right now, to the extent that is healthy and gentle to do today. And why important? Because you could overdo it. If you're working with the body meridians, those traditional Chinese medicine meridians, there's a healthy pacing to how much to do at once. So just have that intention. I only want to unblock and heal and repair to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. So you just imagine out in front of you, you know, you don't have to use a prop. I'm using it for you. But you imagine, you know, a copy out in front of you that represents all the energy channels of your body and spirit, and then just heal it, repair it, unblock it, melt cords from it. So lots of gold light. And yes, you can make a big gold tub of healing energy that's kind of like a tub of gold water, and then just dunk your copy in the water, the gold light, so that, and you can make the bubbles if you want. So you know it's working, and just let it bubble as much as it's repairing and healing and unblocking. That is kind of fun. I like that. Bubble sounds. And this is part of why that pregnant person that got the Sunday healing, why she felt so much better and she had less nausea. Part of it was because she, you know, she healed, we healed and repaired in the healing. I healed and repaired all her chakras, and in part her third chakra. But part of it, third chakra right there. But part of it too was all the energy channels, because some meridians directly relate to nausea or lack of nausea. So anyway. Go ahead, you have your composite copy of representing all your energy channels of your body and spirit, and you're dunking it in the gold light if you want, you know, in the water tub of gold light, or just using your hands, or both. You can send gold light through and just unblock it that way. You could use like a gold bottle brush, and I just scoot it in there. Let it get out all the blocks that you're ready to release right now, and then give that to your angels. And then make another gold bottle brush, stick it in there, swoosh it around so it gets all the energy blocks out that you're ready to release right now. And then give that to your angels. You can do one around the outside too. Make a new gold bottle brush. Clean the outside with it. Nice gentle gold bottle brush. And gentle gold bottle brush. Give that to your angels. Melt the cords, any cords. There's no good reason for anybody to cord your energy channels. Even young children, no good reason. So melt everybody's cords. And this too, check your passivity. You know, don't be like, boo-hoo, I'm so overwhelmed. Even if you are overwhelmed, like, then you really need to check your passivity and just, you know, resonate with the part of you that's not overwhelmed. You know, because somebody's got to pick your butt off of the ground. And really, it's got to be you. Right? So, I mean, that's the thing. Life is not fair. I mean, on a spirit level, there's a big thing of like self-regenerating, you know? So think of, you know, if you are overwhelmed, just think of the part of you that's not. There's got to be like at least 2% somewhere, part of you that is more calm and collected. And so put that part of you in charge, right? Okay? And just heal and repair these energy channels. Melt away energy cords going into these energy channels. And also repair the protective force field around the energy channel. Lots of gold light. Use lots of gold light to repair the protective force field that's around the energy channels. And that force field will be different colors depending on which energy channel and what energy goes through it. So you don't really have to think about the color of the force field around these energy channels. Just the gold light will allow the force field to repair. All right, great. So then we're done with this composite copy. So you can just blow it up or give it to your angels if you don't like blowing things up. You can blow up your tub of gold light or give it to your angels. So that was unblocking, repairing, melting cords, and repairing the protective force field around all body and spirit energy channels. So I'm gonna just tune in with what is next. So it's gonna be a quiet moment. You can just breathe, check your grounding maybe, give yourself a little massage, whatever you need to do. Another way you can get overwhelmed if your good karma windows are bashed in, because those are like good safety barriers back there. They are from, like, say your fifth chakra, the back of your fifth chakra is right here, right? Number 5 in the throat. Helps with communication, inner voice, telepathy, nonverbal communication, peace of mind, hearing your angels, all sorts of good things. So this is the back of your fifth chakra, the back base of your skull back there. And from there all the way to the outer surface of the back of your aura, that's where all the good karma windows are. And there's just one window, there's like a triple window in each of these aura layers back here. And it's the color of that aura layer. So if you have your first chakra at red, that means it's generating red earth energy, red energy of courage and safety and abundance going throughout your first layer. So if your first layer is not all gunked up and gross, if it's just nice and flowing, you'll see red here everywhere. But maybe you might see part that's not red, and so you can heal extra there until now it's red. So, but anyway, so then you have a red good karma window right there, an orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, right? Or purple, whatever. So, but these windows can get broken. Like if somebody just jams, if they manage to jam something through your aura, they can break your good karma windows. Why would they do that? It's just a way to screw with you. If they're pissed and they want to hurt you. It's subconscious. People just get really desperate and weird, and so they do stuff like that. But the good news is you can repair it. And I always try to make things quicker. Because, you don't want to spend all day repairing yourself, right? You just want to repair things quickly and then focus on whatever you're working on, right? I mean, unless it's like your daily meditation time or your afternoon meditation time, but if it's just in between and you notice, wow, something's really wrong, it's nice just to be able to take a minute and fix it, right? So the good karma windows, you could take a long time on that, but let's not do that. Let's do it quickly. So you just imagine these triple windows in this area here, and just imagine which ones are busted and which ones aren't. And it could be that they're all busted because somebody just jammed something really nicely, right? Busted all. They just managed to get it in like that, and they busted a few of them, like your third and second and first good karma window right there. But the others are fine. That's just for your information to kind of check the frames and see if you see a nice triple frame there, then it's not damaged. But if you don't see a nice triple frame there, it got bashed in, right? So there could still be a hard object in that area that did the damage, So just want to imagine that area, right? This area right here. And let's do like a gold burrito to get rid of all the objects. So just wrap gold light, like a blanket of gold light, or a burrito shell of gold light all around here. And you're gonna just close it in on any hard objects that shouldn't be there, right? And then you have it trapped in your gold burrito, and then you just take it out and give it to your angels. Say, angels, please take this, right? Do it one more time. And your goal is to just trap any, sort of torpedo things that someone threw at you, any hard objects that are stuck in that area. So wrap the gold light around, just trap them there, and just ease them out, give them to your angels, right? And then beings, that's nice to get those out too, right? In case there are a couple beings that snuck in with everything screwed up, potentially. Let's do so many possibilities. Let's do vacuum boxes. Should just make a bunch of vacuum boxes back here, as many as you want. Turn them on with your handy dandy remote control and just relax. You can even give yourself a little neck rub. Because the idea is you need to let go. Because sometimes a being's there and you're like, hold them in place. So just relax, let the vacuum boxes do their job, and get rid of the beings. Maybe give yourself a neck massage. Gently. And then when the vacuum boxes are full, they'll make their little ding, ding, ding sound, hopefully, if that's how you make them with your intention. And then say, angels, can you please recycle all my vacuum boxes? And there could be a few beings left that just maybe we're a little too rooted in some chakras maybe back here, so the vacuum box is. So just use your intuition. Are there any beings left over? And then now you can get those. Because you're a mighty and powerful being. They are like little specks compared to you. Little teeny specks. So let's get rid of the little teeny specks. So just use your intuition. How many specks are there? You don't have to know, but I don't know. My angels always, it's like good intuition training. You know, how many are there? And just say, angels, can you please those beings that are in this area? So now you can just repair. And normally I would do that more sped up, but I'm explaining it to you. But you know, when you learn it, you can just go bam, 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 bam. Devices out, get the beings out, use your intuition, get the beings out, and then now do what we're gonna do, which is just recreate all those, the good karma windows. Okay, so they're like little triple frame windows, and you can just have like the smart subconscious part of you that knows about them do it. Or you can just say, angels, can you help me to recreate my good karma windows? You know, and just make them. Because you can heal them until they recreate themselves, but sometimes that takes a little extra time. So you could just kind of do it in a second, kind of like you do with your gold, your super buffers now. You get all your good karma windows, but if you're healing somebody else, don't recreate their good karma windows for them, because you created something that would stay in their space, which that's not your place to do that. That's not healthy. So if you're like coaching, you know, your 3-year-old kid about it, and you see their windows are all busted up, maybe just use gold light until they automatically recreate. Or you could say, you know, just stay with your mind, you know, Johnny, let your angels help you to recreate these good karma windows. And that would be fine. Because you don't want to make things, I mean, in my opinion, it's not appropriate that last in somebody else's space. So I have a problem with, there's some level of Reiki training where they actually make devices or something and they put them in your 7th chakra, which I have a problem with. Makes it sound, that's too arrogant, like, you know, whatever. It's just personally, I don't want anything from anybody else in my space. But you can, even if you got like a Reiki attunement or whatever, and you know, you can just double check if there's anything that is still in your 7th chakra from some Reiki instructor that you had, or you know, some spiritual instructor in a past life. Even you can just say, hey angels, any objects from any energy teacher I've ever had, clean it out from me. You know, if it's best, you can even say that if you doubt it, if you're doubting yourself. Just be like, angels, if it's healthier, can you please clean out any spiritual stuff from other people that's in my space? Oh, right. I gotta write that down for the healing summary later. Okay, so I'm gonna see what people need. I'm gonna be quiet for a sec, hopefully. Okay, so the next two things we're going to do, there's going to be a tricolor soak that we do kind of fast. I always do tricolor soaks kind of fast, like myself when I do them, because it's so easy. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to soak for a long time for it to really work. So we're going to do a quick tricolor soak, and then we're going to do the creative ring stuff. Just clear out more oppression devices from the creative rings. So tricolor soak is its own video. I'll link it below later. Tricolor earth energy soak. But super easy. So just make a red grounding for yourself first, and your favorite shade of red, all the way down to the core of the earth, nice and wide, as wide as your whole aura, right? And that's why I'm putting my arms out. You don't have to do that. It's just to show how big, how wide your aura is if you're not repressed, if you're just letting everything flow. So make your grounding that wide, all the way down to the core of the earth at red, because we're going to go through all the three colors one at a time. So first make red, then bring up an extra amount of red earth energy through that grounding as if it's like a straw, and just bring that red earth energy up, and soak your whole energy system, both your auras, your body, your physical body, your spirit body, your bones, your muscles, every cell in your body, in the red earth energy. And behind you and in front of you, above you, just soak in the red earth energy. So that's a one color earth energy soak, just doing that if you stopped with that. And that's really nice. And you can leave that up all day too. It's not bad for you. So then you can go down to the level of your third chakra. That would be just red grounding, maybe extra earth energy red grounding. And then go ahead and change that grounding or recreate it as orange, your favorite shade of orange. And then use that like a big orange straw and bring up an extra amount of earth energy that's at an orange color through that grounding. Up. So you're soaking in orange earth energy all the way up. Soaking everything, your body, your spirit, all around you, your aura, in orange earth energy. Somebody said they wanted some body healing, and this is probably the body healing that you're going to get today. And, let your intestinal system soak in the orange earth energy, your teeth, your muscles, everything. Let it all soak in your orange earth energy, and then go ahead and bring that down, and then make it yellow, your favorite shade of yellow. And then bring up a whole bunch of yellow earth energy, up. So you're soaking in yellow earth energy all the way up above your head to the top of your aura. And soak everything. Just take deep breaths. And then bring that down, your chakra, or leave it up. If you leave it up, either way, change it to whichever one that you like, red or orange or yellow. Usually when I do quick, by the way, it's like red, up, orange, up, yellow, up. That would be quick for me. And the point of doing it quick, it's just like it flushes things out. You're changing your vibration, you're flushing it out, you're changing, flushing. So it's effective. Okay. So then we're going to do some clearing of the creative rings. Why? Because people need it. I noticed, thanks to surveys. People still need it. I did it on Sunday, in the Sunday healing too. But because of the... People didn't need it because of the global pandemic. Or even because of the economic downturns. Potentially, or job losses. They didn't need it for that, but it's movement that's sort of awakening right now. Hopefully a lot. That's why people need this, to clear old oppression devices that they have in their creative rings out of their... So creative rings are easy. They're just 3 gold rings. They're up here. And they're pretty fun to clear out, I gotta say. When I was using the Sunday video and doing that creative ring part, I was like, oh, that feels good. So if you're a newbie and you don't feel different when you do it, or you just feel sleepy or something, don't worry. It doesn't mean you're messing up at all. It just means that it is a big shift. So it might, I mean, as a newbie, you might not feel big shifts, even though you're making them happen. You might not enjoy the big shifts that you're making happen as much, just because you're not as present. You could like do stretching while you do it, or you could wiggle your toes while you do it. I purposefully just did an earth energy soak. You could leave that earth energy up even, so maybe like yellow earth energy as you're working your creative rings. So you just imagine a big copy up in front of you, 3 gold rings. Obviously it's an enlarged copy because really they're pretty small up here relatively, but just make giant big copies if you want. And just notice any hard object that's like sort of clamped around them that is from a time when you were oppressed, either now or in this life, earlier, or in a past life. And it can look like hard metal, maybe that's black, or hard metal that's silver or white. And you just want to kind of notice it. And if there are any beings around it, like any weird moving stuff, then just say, angels, can you recycle that? Just so you don't have to deal with the drama. But then if it's just a hard object by itself, then just go ahead and ease that off and give it to your angels. Surround it in gold light and give it to your angels. And just wiggle your toes, stay here, move around a little, maybe check your earth energy, and just let's find another one, another oppression device that maybe is triggered right now anyway, and so it'd be much more comfortable to get rid of it. But it's from a time when you were being oppressed, and just imagine what it looks like. It can look just like a hard metal thing that's wrapped around, and just ease it off with gold light and give it to your angels. Just say, angels, here you go. And then just heal the rings now without that stuff wrapped around it. And go ahead and spin around your copy, because maybe there were some devices you just moved in the back, but now you want to notice some that are in the front of your creative rings. Just look all around. Maybe sometimes if you rotate it, you'll notice something that you didn't notice before. Okay. And then just find another one, surround it in lots of gold light. And if you feel like there's something weird moving there, that's just a little being and you're a giant mighty being. So just ask your angels, can you recycle any beings that are right there? And then when it's just, a hard object, that's easy. So just surround it with lots of gold light and just ease it off your creative rings and give it to your angels. Say, angels, here you go. And heal the rings now that your rings don't have that weird thing clamped on it. Somebody in their survey, they said, they gave me this really long metaphor, but it was about the creative rings. I don't think they knew that, but they said, well, after this Sunday healing, I feel like it's like when it's really hot out and you have the fan on and the fan isn't helping you at all, but then you turn the fan towards you and you feel like the fan is really helping you now. And she's like, that's how I feel. I feel like the fan is helping me now. And that's what she was describing, is with all the work that we did to her creative rings, they're actually working now. And they generate really cool energy and they support your 7th chakra and help your 7th chakra to work better. And so it is kind of like, it's very refreshing and awakening, so that's what created that sensation that she was describing, is freeing up the energy flow here. And I think before that, her creative rings were even damaged. So they went from being broken and, a lot of gunk around them and some oppression devices on them, to like being repaired without the gunk, and then without a couple oppression devices. So that creative rings were generating nice gold energy and sending it down to her seventh chakra. So that's the idea. I'm just helping people to unblock the top of their seventh chakra a little bit extra and the bottom of the seventh chakra a little bit extra. Seventh chakra in the top of the head. Mm. Also in your creative rings, we were talking about oppression devices, but I mentioned briefly spiritual devices. You can have spiritual devices from, say, a religion that you used to be a part of, or past life, or a spiritual that placed objects in your space, thinking that they're helping you. And so that can be oppressing and blocking and own creative ring energy now. Even though you're no longer a part of that religion, you're no longer following that spiritual teacher in 10 lives ago, it's muting you now. And so you can go ahead and just imagine your creative rings and imagine any religious or spiritual devices that you need to get rid of right now, because it'll help you to be free and be empowered and be healthy and whole and strong, right? So even if that person had a good intention before, it doesn't mean that what they place in your space has a good effect. It's two different things. Because people tend to get kind of confused and kind of ego-based about it. It was like, well, I'm very knowledgeable and spiritual, so what I put in your space is going to help you. Yeah. So whatever. You can, it's okay. People meant well, maybe they didn't, whatever. You can, they're your creative rings, it's your energy, so you can go ahead and remove any spiritual or religious devices that are in your way, in your creative rings. So go ahead, just imagine some of those, and just go ahead and surround them in lots of gold light. And you can even double check with your angels. Angels, if I'm not about to remove these, I shouldn't remove these, don't let me remove them. And then just go ahead and remove them, give them to your angels. That's probably too confusing to say it that way. Just imagine some devices that for sure are good to remove right now. I mean, they're really all good to remove, but I know some people keep doubting themselves, so I want to help people to have clarity and not keep freaking out and overthinking. So just imagine your creative rings and imagine spiritual and or religious devices that would be really, really healthy for you to remove, and then go ahead and remove them. So just imagine them as like hard objects, surround them in lots and lots of gold light, and give them to your angels. Here you go, angels. Yeah, that made life a lot easier for people. I can tell everyone's like, ah. Ah. All right. Yeah, that was probably the biggest shift in this healing so far. Ironically, removing the spiritual and religious devices. Right. So that's cool. Um, Gotta write that down. You can redo your super buffers. Man, we got some really good flow going on. So the only, well, I'm saying only, we'll see. But the thing I want to still do is, we'll do a quick version of it, but the super glued energy blocks, we're gonna melt energy blocks. Man, I want to do so much, but I don't have all day. So, so let's be aware of just energy blocks in your aura, mostly in the front, that are triggered and just bugging you, but they're not clearing. You know, and this is particularly true for people who are like, I don't really feel empowered right now, Janet. You could have just chunks of energy blocks that are not going anywhere. Most likely because, you know, your 40 Facebook friends are all courting them, you know, because you posted something and they're all like, oh. But whatever, it can be just loved ones that, you know, aren't on Facebook that are courting you. People court very often. So you just imagine the front of your energy field and just any energy blocks that are just stuck, that aren't going anywhere, and just use gold fire, gold water, and just melt them. We're already really grounded. You can even do a different color earth energy soak just to, like, you know, redo your grounding, different color, red or orange or yellow, bring up earth energy soak, just so that you're really very grounded, and just melt away these chunks that are kind of super glued in the front of your aura that aren't going anywhere. Just melt them away. I'm going through layer by layer also. It's a nice double check, you know, so 7th layer in the front, any big super glued energy blocks. 6th layer in the front, any big super glued energy blocks. 5th layer in the front, any big super glued energy blocks. 5th layer is communications, right? The aura layers go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 5th layer, number 5. We're melting away these super glued energy blocks in the 5th layer. You don't have to know what every layer is for as you're doing this. Just intuitively check all the layers. Okay, 4th layer. Specifically in front, we're doing because those are the ones that are going to really bug you. The ones that are triggered. The energy blocks, when they trigger, they move in front of you. Even if originally they were like back here somewhere in the back of your aura, they're going to move up front in that aura layer, and then just be like, and you're gonna be like, oh, I don't feel so good. So, okay, 4th layer in front, just melt away any triggered energy blocks. This is really good to do before, like say you go to psychotherapy. This could be a really good exercise to do during psychotherapy if your therapist is open to it, or after therapy for sure, before therapy even. Just melt away the energy blocks in your 4th layer in the front, especially the ones that are super glued there, that just, it would be really good to clear them, but they're just not clearing. Just use lots of gold light until they clear. 3rd layer in front, 3rd chakra has to take action. You don't have to know that to clear, but usually it's a little more fun if you think about what each layer is nice for. And if you don't know, I have that 2-page handout. I could email you, chakra handout, for free. But anyway, so 3rd layer, taking action, productivity, good sleep. Just melt away any super glued energy blocks in the front of that layer that aren't going anywhere. Just melt them away. Make sure they melt. Okay, 2nd layer, number 2, generated by the 2nd chakra for emotions, sexuality, and sensuality. So enjoying your food, enjoying clothing, emotional wellness and stability. So melt away energy blocks here, especially the ones that are like super glued in that aren't going anywhere. Just go ahead and melt them. Gold fire, gold water. And again, we do want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now, but usually the super glued ones are really good to clear. Because that's like making your life very unhealthy. Okay, and then first layer right up against the skin has to do, it's generated by the first chakra, has to do with courage, safety, and abundance. So melt away any energy blocks here, especially the ones that are super glued in, that are just super stuck. Just use lots of gold light, melt them away. So energy blocks here, since this is about courage, this layer is about courage and feeling safe, then the energy blocks block that. So they cause a feeling of worry, fear, anxiousness, jumpiness, all that stuff. So first layer, energy blocks. So just imagine them, even if you can't see them, just imagine them. They would look like rocks, maybe. Black rocks or white rocks or silver rocks or something. And I just melt them away with gold light. And, you know, rioting, demonstrating, civil rights shifts, it could trigger a lot of first chakra stuff, first layer energy blocks, even if you're in favor of it all. You know, maybe in a past life, a relative of yours was killed in such an uprising, you know, and so it's triggering this unprocessed grief. You know, you don't know why, you don't have to know why. It just melt away the energy blocks. And again, energy blocks from the first layer, right up against your skin, especially in the front. That's what we're melting away right now. But we could also, since we're here, especially for the first layer, melt hard energy blocks anywhere in the first layer. Up top, in the back, down below. And a little extra comb through in the back since we were kind of ignoring it a little bit. All right, good job, guys. What did we do? We just helped you melt superglued energy blocks that were like just not clearing any other way. We went layer by layer to melt those in the front because we were focusing on ones that were triggered, that were actively just bothering you, affecting your quality of life and how you feel. So the planetary darkness thing is easy because the angels do the work. You just say, angels, first do it on yourself. Just say, angels, can you please clear out planetary darkness energy from my body, mind, and spirit? So I'll say that again in case anyone missed it. Angels, can you please, and definitely say angels, so that way your personal angels hear you and they're the ones doing it, which angels are very trustworthy. So say, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from my body, mind, and spirit? And then just stay here and breathe while that happens. And planetary darkness energy is just a good catch-all for, like, it means invasive beings, but it also means other things like, you know, sort of larger energies like greed and, you know, group fear, stuff like that. All right. Then a fun one is, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from my home and property? or if you live in like a big apartment building and you only rent there, I think that's okay because you're not personally clearing it. The angels will do it. So they'll take care of any sort of diplomacy issues between you and the building owner. And besides, most building owners are going to be happy that the angels are doing this clearing. So, but you ask your angels to do it and that's okay. So you can say, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from the building I live in, from my personal apartment or, your house, and the property. So even if it's a communal property, like a condo property, the angels can handle the diplomacy issues with that. So just your home and your property and the building. And just wiggle your toes, breathe. So then we'll do, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from my friends and family? How about that? It's a good one, right? And hopefully, say if you have a boyfriend, you would include him in your friend's determination, but if not, you can add him explicitly from my friends and family and boyfriend or whatever. And then angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from all the governments on the planet and all the police forces on the planet, all the militaries on the planet? Can you please clean out planetary darkness energy? So you're not doing that. You're just staying here. You're not going to take on all the darkness on the planet. Just ask the angels to do it. It does count that a human being has voted for that. Because, the angels, they're able to do it all anyway, but it's our learning. If the humans are channeling darkness, well, then that's what they're learning with and whatever. But if more and more people petition, no, I want this cleaned out, this is not good with me, then that counts. So the more people request, subconsciously or consciously, the more it counts. Somebody said, can we explicitly say, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from Donald Trump? Yes, you can. But we said all the governments on the planet, so that includes him. But you could say just him too if you want. But we already said all the governments, so it's okay too. So then just all the people on the planet, because people can create change, and so the more that they get planetary darkness energy cleared out of them, the more they might realize, wow, yeah, this stuff is unfair, this stuff is not compassionate for all people, that's not cool. So angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from all people on the planet? All right, good job. That was kind of fun. So that was cool. Yeah, I don't think we need to do the ripple effect because we just did that and that was better. Yeah, that's good. All right, great. So I think we're going to be done. I just want to double check everybody. Just if your grounding got narrow, go ahead and remake it. Make it nice and wide. A couple people, their grounding got narrow, thinking of planetary darkness. Remember, you are a mighty eternal being, right? And that's what we could end with too. You could think of your strength. I am a strong survivor. I am strong. I am healthy. I am whole. We don't want you to be in denial of your weaknesses, right? We want you to continue to help your weaknesses, nurture them, strengthen them, right? But be the strength. Heal the weakness, be the strength is what I would suggest. So you can just Think about that. I am my strength. You know, I honor my weaknesses, I heal my weaknesses, but I am my strength. I am strong. Woo-hoo. Right? So, okay, so just ask the angels for a healing and a blessing. Angels, and then we're done. Angels, can you please give me a healing and a blessing? And I'm just saying good job to all the 100 participants that I healed, the people that prepaid and I healed them. Good job, good job, good job. And good job to anybody who was not receiving the healing from me, but healed themselves. Good job too. Hey, 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 you're awesome. All right, cool. So the healing is over. So if I'm going to catch up if somebody said something that I need to read, and if you have a quick comment about how this healing was for you, if you have a favorite part of the healing, that would be interesting. At least for me, I think for other people too. If you wanted to, you know, say quickly, oh, I healed myself, this was my favorite part, or, you know, I received the healing, this is my favorite part. You know, that's interesting if you want. And what else? Yeah, the next healing is in less than 2 weeks, if you care to be a part of it. And it is, the theme is creativity and self-expression. Can't wait for that. I mean, I will wait, but that's on Sunday, June 21st, 2020. Creativity and self-expression. And there will be a Q&A live stream after that. So the healing starts at the healing time. They all start at the same time. 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then, and if you're in other countries, I do love you. If you need me to help you to figure out what time that is for you, just email me or post under a video and say, I'm in Australia, what time is that? And then the Q&A is 2 hours after that. So that would be noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, sugar. Let's try that again. Q&A on Sunday, 21st is noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to catch up. So thank you so much, you guys. If you want to not listen to the end, I understand, but I'll try to make it quick and fun, this end part. And I'll show my dogs right at the end, too. Okay, so just catching up if I missed anything. I get a smiley face with tears. Someone says, howdy to you too. Someone says a gem of advice about generated in spirit. Love this. Generated in spirit. Love this. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm glad that you like whatever it was. Thank you. Someone says healing the good karma windows has helped my chronic neck tension. Thank you. Yeah. Good karma windows, fixing those up actually physically helps back here. If you still have neck tension after that, check, imagine the back opening of your 5th chakra, and it could be half blocked. So then you just deal with that, get rid of those blocks. Yeah, so if I compare yours to mine, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's something I've worked on. The more you get your shoulder flow, the shoulder flow supports these hand chakras and these fingertip chakras. So you can't, but you could even up your hand chakras are probably about half blocked, I would say. Your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras, they're half blocked. So that really impacts them. But then your elbow and your shoulder joint are half blocked too. So that lessens the energy flow that goes to these chakras to support them. So that could be homework, you know. Think of your major joints along the way. So the elbow joint, the wrist joint, you know, all of these bones, they all have joints. So just unblock them all over time, you know, and just the more strong flow you have here, the more that these chakras are supported, and then these, the more they're unblocked, the more energy you're generating. So there's that. Just joining in very late, but hey, snuck in time to clear creative rings with y'all. That's nice. Yeah, it's a good part to jump in on. Can you elaborate on your Facebook friends courting you after your post? Yeah. Do you think best to keep one life private for this very reason? People's jealousy or judgments could be kind of toxic. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times on social media, people are posting their pain. They're posting what they're triggered about. So it's like, hey world, I have these energy blocks stuck in the front of my aura. You know, and then, you know, so then, you know, however many people see that, a lot of people on a spirit level are going to subconsciously cord those really uncomfortable energy blocks that you now have and stuck in your aura. So now they're really stuck. So yeah, it would be certainly more efficient energy-wise to not do that. And just, you know, when you're bothered by something, clear your triggers. Don't, you know, tell the world about it. There's still a place for self-expression, you know, and everything, but what most people do is not that. It's not just pure self-expression. It's, I'm triggered and stuck. Let me tell you all about it. And then, you know, most people do not have, you know, non-judgment training and right. So they're going to just dive right into where you're stuck that you just posted about on a spirit level. And so now it's a bigger mess than it was, which is how, you know, most people do social media, and just, it's, yeah, it's not healthy. So, you know, yeah. So there's that. So yeah, you could clear your blocks rather than tell the world about them. And then later, you know, if you still want to talk to the world, it'll be from a different place. It'll sound real different. And yeah, so there's that. Good question. Thanks. Someone said, just had a series of emotional bursts and tears came out when we were removing stuff out of the creative rings and the aura. Well, I hope you're okay now. That's an important part that you didn't put. But I'm thinking that you're giving me a thumbs up and you feel much better now. So, but if that's not the case, let me know right away. But yeah, creative rings, you know, creative rings are actually interesting like that. If you have something in there that's blocking you, it can make you cry. So I think by us getting that stuff out, getting it out, made you cry. But yeah, hopefully not continually. I think you feel much lighter and better now, but you didn't put that. But I think that's what your spirit is saying. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of times when people cry, they're just stuck. And so they're just kind of feeling that. So if you kind of get out of the superglue energy blocks, just think about your physical body and clear the blocks, then you don't need to cry. I mean, you could still cry, but then you feel better. The point is, ultimately feeling lighter and better and stronger and more flowing, right? And so make sure that what made you cry is actually gone now. Like, that's the difference between, like, you can cry and feel just exhausted and terrible afterwards. And that's because what made you cry is still there. And so you just feel crappy, so you want to clear the energy blocks that made you cry, and just melt them with lots and lots of gold light, keep melting them. And then you can feel like, oh, I feel lighter now. That's nice. Does that, I call that cathartic crying. But most people don't cry that way. They cry in that way where they're just like, ah, and they're just in the blocks and they don't go anywhere, and then they still feel bad afterwards. So we don't want that. Someone says, notice a big shift from clearing good karma windows and spiritual devices. Question, do I still have some oppression spiritual devices in my sacral and feet chakras? Yes. Yes. There's always more you can do. The idea is, did you do enough for today? Which I think, yes, you did. So then just do some tomorrow. Someone says thank you and gives me nice little flowers. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is, I was a participant in the healing and I feel amazing. Good to know. Thank you for your feedback. I loved the removing of devices from the creative ring. So powerful. Good. Good to know. And I get another mushroom. I love those. So this is, I had to listen on and off due to work. Thanks so much. Well, how nice that you can listen at all around your work time. That's kind of cool. Hope I didn't get you in trouble. And thanks for the reminder on the next triplet set. Definitely purchase one for my dad. LOL. Yes, so he can mind his own beeswax. Yeah, that is interesting because the theme of the next triplet set is about, you know, take care of your own business and stop butting into everybody else's business. And so sometimes if you have somebody, you know, in your family that's butting into your business, you could purchase them the healing, you know, and they could be a telepathic consent participant. I just asked their spirit says, oh yeah, I need that. And then that's fine. So, but there are only a couple spots left. I think there are some spots left. There were like 11 spots last night. So I don't know how many there are right now, but don't snooze, people, if you need it. It's on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. Sessions menu, pay here. Someone says, hi, Janet, that felt great. I especially felt relief from clearing beings, removing devices, and clearing hard blocks from aura layers using gold fire. Good to know. It's nice that you felt that. But for context for newbies, she's not a newbie. So if you didn't feel it physically, it still worked. You know, it's just you have to be more in to feel the difference as something happens. But keep up the good work, everybody. But thanks for letting me know that you felt it. That was nice. Always nice. Thank you. Someone says, thank you so much, Janet. Quick question. When we do grounding, how high up do we go at the top? Do we visualize it ending at the top of the aura all the way up to God? Grounding. I would say as high as your third chakra. Grounding. So third chakra is right here. So your grounding would be like a waterfall that goes up this high, or a tree trunk or something. As high as your third chakra. All the way down to the core of the earth. That's what I would suggest. Someone says, I feel good. It was a small tears. Oh, that's so cute. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, I had an experience that whenever I would talk to somebody about a certain topic, I would start crying. And that person was like, oh, this must be so painful for you. And I'm like, no, I can talk about it with other people and I don't cry. And later I figured out that person kept courting me in my creative rings at that time, whenever I would talk about that topic, because she didn't have boundaries with me about that topic. And so she would like cord the heck out of my creative rings, and it would make me feel so overwhelmed. I couldn't even talk without crying, you know. But so anyway, that creative rings are good to have for, if anything, if somebody's courting there, it can make you cry. All right. Thank you, Janet. I experienced physical shifts throughout this session. Oh, that's good to know. I'm glad. Hi, Janet. My daughter was a spirit participant. Is she doing okay? I'm trying not to court her. I miss her so much, and she's still not talking to me. Yes. For her name, I guess I don't have to, but it's always nice when I see things written. Okay. She's in 7 through 3 now. I think what helped her the most was the good karma window stuff in the back, because she had those like really messed up. So that's kind of, that's a new concept. I think she's definitely more mellow right now. Up there helped too. The oppression devices, that helped a lot too. Yeah. It's nice, you know. Kids can benefit from healings, folks. A lot of times people think, you know, My kid's a kid. I need the healing. And yes and no. You know, you can, both could help. Kids can get damaged to things too, and kids have past life dramas they're trying to clear. So everyone benefits from healing. Okay. Well, let's see how many people are watching right now. People. All right. Well, should we end it? Goodbye, everybody. Not goodbye forever, just goodbye for now. Thank you so much for this healing. And you guys are awesome. I'm going to say thank you. Maybe I'll get some thank yous from you guys. I already did get some. Thank you very much. Let's see. Anything else I need to say? I don't. Oh, I was going to show my dogs. That's right. Stone time. So here are my puppies. The one that's moving around, that's Izzy, and then next to him is Daisy, and then there's Abel right there. Let me reset this camera. Maybe the camera will behave now. So that's Izzy, Daisy, Abel. Let's see, any other animals to film right now? No, sorry. Everybody's napping elsewhere. We have beds all around the house. So, okay, guys, awesome. Oh, I'm getting some thank yous. All right, thank you so much. Okay, bye.